my name is Jeff Zampatella. I'm a first-time candidate for County Commission, District 1. I'm looking to bring fresh new ideas and new leadership to a process that has been stagnant and ineffective for far too long. I think there's three things in our county that need addressing immediately, and those are transportation, smart county growth, and quality jobs. So my career as an airline pilot for the last 25 years have taken me all over the world. I've been to cities that have invested in transportation, and those cities are thriving. And I've also been to cities that have put aside transportation, like we have here in Hillsborough County. Transportation is the single biggest issue holding back Hillsborough County that I see. So what I'd like to do from day one is bring my worldview, traveling all over the world, different places that I've seen and what's worked and what hasn't, to Hillsborough County. What I'd like to do from day one is dust off Go Hillsborough and make it Go Hillsborough 2.0 and start immediately with a petition for the residents of this county so that we can put it on the ballot in 2020, assuming that we don't get consensus by the County Commission by then. In the meantime, I will be championing every effort that I can to move any issue of transportation forward that is fiscally responsible and brings value to the residents of Hillsborough County. Number two is smart county growth. We've all heard that sprawl is hurting our county. Sprawl is when developers are encouraged to develop outside of essential services like fire, water, police, and items like that. So what I'd like to do is encourage developers to develop in the infill areas, and those infill areas will encourage the corridors for transportation. Number three is quality jobs. If we get those two things right, it's surprisingly easy. We get the transportation down, we get the smart county growth, and then the jobs will follow. We all know of cities like Portland, Minneapolis, and Austin, Texas, that have invested in transportation and affordable infill housing that will attract the quality jobs. So these three things, I think, are the most important to Hillsborough County, and I hope that you keep these in mind when you vote November 8th. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tim Schock, Republican candidate for Hillsborough County Commission, District 6, countywide. I'm a husband, a father, and a small business owner. I've never held political office. But this election is important, and that's why I'm in this race. This election is important because at the end, it's going to determine the quality of life we want to have and the quality of life we want to leave for our children. And that means we need candidates we can trust. Candidates who have a vision for the future and the determination to see that vision through to a reality. We need to stop playing the same tired game of musical chairs played by career politicians who simply move from one seat to the next. We need elected officials that are going to look out for our interests and our community and not the interests of their next election. I've been asked today to talk about a couple of issues of importance to the county. And of those three issues, I'll go through three of them, and then I urge you to do research on your own, learn more about each of the candidates in this race. But the first is transportation. This is an issue that's near and dear to my heart. I've worked in transportation for years. Transportation is important because, and all of these issues are important, because they're really at their core quality of life issues. Our transportation systems are important, and they've been badly neglected for the last several years. And so we need a vision for what transportation is going to look like in the future and how we are going to be moved efficiently and effectively around Hillsborough County. And that's why I believe that I have unique qualifications for and to tackle this particular issue. My background in transportation started because of a quality of life impact that I had in my own house. I was stuck in traffic, and I missed my son's first Little League home run. And so I understand as well as anyone how this quality of life issue impacts us personally. It's really not about one particular mode of transportation. It's about getting people around the county efficiently and effectively. It's about getting home on time. It's about getting to work on time. It's about doing the things and being in the places that we want to be in an efficient manner. That's a quality of life issue. Second is what I like to term economic empowerment. It's a slightly different take on economic development. I think we've spent too much time focusing on trying to attract large businesses to Hillsborough County, as opposed to developing a system and developing solutions that empower our local small businesses, entrepreneurs, and mid-sized businesses to grow and thrive. And finally, it's about our budget and managing our budget effectively. Our county budget is starting to approach $5 billion a year, and yet we can't seem to find $10 million to fix our roads. That's a problem, and that's a problem that I'm looking to address. Make no mistake, you may have heard it before, but this election is about the outside versus the inside. It's about public trust versus back office and backroom deals and cronyism. And it's about new voices versus career politicians. I believe we need new voices. I believe that we need bold ideas, fresh ideas, and new perspectives to represent us on our county commission. That's what I've done in business for years, and that's what I'll do as your next county commissioner. I urge you to look and research each one of the candidates in this race. Again, my name is Tim Schock. I'm running for Hillsborough County Commission, District 6, countywide, in the Republican primary on August 30th. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to your support.
Hello, I'm Pat Frank. I'm presently the clerk of the Circuit Court in Hillsborough County, and I'm also comptroller for Hillsborough County. I've served in this capacity since January of 2005. So I have the experience to know how to run this office. And it is a difficult office. It's very complex because we have all of the responsibility for all court records, all official records. Everything that the county does is a part of our records. I manage the county's money, $1.6 billion in investments as comptroller. I pay $1.6 million in invoices, and I pay a payroll for 650 people every 2 weeks, and we've never missed a payroll. So those are just a few of the things we do. But we affect your life in every way. When you get a marriage license, if you need a passport, if you need a divorce, if you want to adopt a child, if you get in trouble with the law, if you get a traffic ticket, unfortunately my name is on the ticket. And the happy things we do is we marry people, regardless of same sex or not. They're married, and I'm very happy to do the ceremony when I can. And of course we handle difficult situations if you have juvenile delinquents and if you have people who need mental health help. So all of that is in the clerk's office. And the magnitude of the job is huge because presently we have paper in our office, although it is a paperless office. I made that as my first goal when I went into office. But we still have a lot of paper that has not been digitized yet. And we don't have the funds to do that. But to give you the order of the magnitude, we have 638 million pages of court documents. And we've only been able to afford to digitize 12 million of those. So 638 million versus 12 million. We have a job to do. And we need the legislature to help us in this because I collected last year $205 million in my office. I was only allowed to keep 26 million in fines, fees, and costs. I don't want to raise taxes, but I want the state to allow me to keep enough money to fund my office adequately. We've had to reduce our workforce because I've been cut every year $1 million in the last 10 years, and this year is no exception. I had to cut 40 more positions, 39 more positions. That I have never had layoffs. I've done this by not filling vacancies unless they're critical, but it means that the people who are there have a lot more work to do, and they deserve to be rewarded for that. So I want you, the listening public and the watching out there, tell your legislators, be fair with the clerks. Let them to keep the money that they're sending to your general revenue, which you can spend any way you want to, but we need to spend it in the clerk's office. Thank you very much for your time. I hope that you'll remember me. My name is Pat Frank, and I love my work, I like my job, and I want to return. Thank you.
I'm Eric Seidel, and many of you may remember me as the consumer lawyer on Fox 13. For nearly 20 years, I helped people with their consumer problems, everything from a broken car to major problems with a government bureaucracy. And that's the reason I am running for Hillsborough Clerk of Court. I want to troubleshoot and make sure we have the best possible office for you. Now, the clerk's office is very important. This is a place where just about every legal document is filed in the county. It's kept, recorded, and provided on notice. It's also a place where you can get a passport, where you can apply for a marriage license, even file for a domestic violence injunction. So many important things happen there. But there are some problems that we've heard about, and they are including problems of customer service, efficiency, and problems of low employee morale. Now, some of the things that we can do about that and some of the solutions I have are to make things more efficient. One of the ways I would do that, make sure that we put videos on the website, how to file a small claim, how to collect on a judgment, how to file a domestic violence injunction. Simple, quick, and easy to understand, so people who are under daily stresses, such as people that we know in our lives, can get that information quickly without having to search through a website. The other important thing is to make sure we take the pressure off the employees. Some of the employees there tell me that it's difficult to get communication from top to the bottom. We need a free flow of communication. Directives need to be able to come from the top to the bottom, and issues, complaints, suggestions have to go from the bottom back up to the top. Very important, and I hear that that is a problem. So if morale is fixed, people can provide better customer service. It's just a part of human nature, a very important thing. Now, I want to improve the way small claims are filed. We need to have somebody at the office there who is an intake person, a greeter, if you will, such as if you go to any type of store, somebody asks you, how can we help you? Well, that's what we need, greeters to be able to direct people so you don't end up waiting on a long line only to find out by the time you get to the end that you waited on the wrong line. Terribly frustrating, and that's why it's important that we improve the customer service over there. Employees as well, if they don't feel empowered, well, they can't provide good customer service to you. So why do I feel I would be the best qualified clerk of court? Well, number one, I'm an attorney, so I understand all the legal documents that are filed there. The second reason, I was the consumer lawyer for 20 years. I understand good customer service and how it needs to be provided. And number three, I am a non-career politician, so I bring a fresh outlook to the position, a fresh set of eyes, and ways to modernize the office that haven't been done. We live in a smartphone society. We deserve a clerk of court's office where you can pay your parking tickets on your phone, where you can pay any type of fine that's owed from either your home computer, your laptop, or your cell phone and smartphone. That's the important thing about our society. We need to modernize the clerk's office to fit with our current society. So, as a non-career politician, attorney, and customer service expert, I hope to earn your support in November. I'm Eric Seidel for Hillsborough Clerk of Court.
Hello, my name is Bob Henriquez. For the last 4 years, I've had the honor and privilege of serving you as your Hillsborough County property appraiser. You know, politicians make promises. Trusted leaders provide proven results. And over the past 4 years, I've made good on my promise to rethink, reinvent, and reinvigorate the office. We've done that in numerous ways. Externally, we provided you with a state-of-the-art website and mobile site that's one of a kind nationally that allows you more access to the information that you may need about your property or the other properties that you may be interested in, whether you're a real estate professional or just the regular citizen that needs to deal with our office. We've provided more opportunities for you to go online and file for applications for exemptions and other things and other ways that you might want to do business with us. Internally, we've made transformational change within the office, provided more opportunities for the folks within it to cross-train and train, to move up and be promoted and also gain certifications and have more expertise in the field of property appraisal, as well as just dealing with the public in terms of customer service. Myself, personally, I've earned the CFA, Certified Florida Appraiser designation, which you can only earn by gaining experience in a mass appraisal office as well as fulfilling classroom time, instruction time as well. It's been an incredible honor to serve you, but you know, public service starts a long time before you just decide to run for office. My background is I'm a fifth generation Hillsborough County resident. I've coached high school football for many years. That was really my part-time, full-time labor of love. Have worked in the county and also worked in the private sector. I've run large organizations like the Department of Children and Families in Pasco and Pinellas County for many years. So I know how to build a team and I know how to run an office. It's been a great honor to serve you in so many capacities, both within the office and as a volunteer outside the office. And I look forward to many, many more years serving this community. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Todd Jones. I'm running for Hillsborough County Property Appraiser. I actually am a property appraiser. I've been appraising properties for over 30 years. I hold the 3 highest designations in the appraisal field. I hold the MAI, the CRE, and the RICS Fellowship. There are only 3 people in the state of Florida who hold those designations. I'm the only one who's a property tax expert. This race is a little different than your typical political race. The property appraiser's job is not really political. It's a technical job. My campaign color is purple because it's not a red job, it's not a blue job, it's a technical job. Red and blue make purple. In fact, the one thing that my opponent and I agree on is it should not be a political job. The property appraiser puts a value on taxable property within the county every year for tax purposes. So if you own a home, or you own business property, or you own business equipment, the property appraiser will put a value on that property. Then the taxing authorities, the city council, the county commission, the school board will set a rate, and the value times the rate equals what comes out of your wallet. You can't challenge the rate. So if you disagree with the property appraiser's value, there's a dispute forum called the Value Adjustment Board where you can challenge. But if they get it wrong, you're likely overpaying. In Hillsborough County, if a taxpayer challenges an assessment, they lose 96% of the time. We're losing opportunity, we're losing investment, we're losing potential residents because our property tax system is not fair. I know this because I'm a subject matter expert. I have counseled with the legislature. My language is in the Florida statutes. My language is in the administrative code. I worked on a task force that the governor pulled together in 2011. I'm published on these matters. And by way of example, if a taxpayer challenges an assessment in Dade County, Miami, they win about half the time. They lose about half the time. That sounds fair. You win some, you lose some. Here, if you challenge, you lose 96% of the time. Which begs the question, what's the difference between taxation and confiscation? Not much in Hillsborough County. When you understand that property tax is the biggest operating expense for an investor or a homeowner, it's easy to understand why investors choose Miami-Dade. The skyline in Miami-Dade is 100 blocks long. Ours is 10. I'm not saying we want to be like Miami in every regard, but we're not getting our fair share of investment. I promise to fix the system. I promise to open up the black box so businesses and homeowners will know by the end of April what their assessment will be instead of getting a big surprise in August and a big bill in November. I will work with taxpayers not on taxpayers. I have protected taxpayers my entire career. I'm in your corner. I'm protecting taxpayers, not the tax roll. No government services will be impacted by the fairness and accuracy that I will bring to the table. I'm Todd Jones. I'm running for Hillsborough County Property Appraiser. ToddJones2016.com. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Gary Dalton, candidate for Hillsborough County Circuit Court Judge Group 24, a countywide race that will appear on your November ballot. I've lived in Hillsborough County since I was 2 years old, attended Gorey, Wilson, and Plant public schools. I've been married to my wife Wendy, a pediatric nurse, for over 25 years, and we have 3 beautiful children, 18-year-old twins and a 12-year-old. My dad was Dr. David Dalton, Tampa's first periodontist. My mom is a retired Plant High School teacher and University of Tampa professor. My brother, Dr. Sanford Dalton, is a local ENT surgeon, and my sister, Sarah Dalton Kaplan, is an engineer with Microlumen. Many people don't know who the judicial candidates are, but it's important that you do know because circuit court judges literally make life and death decisions regarding your children, your money, and even your freedom. Let me tell you why I am the most qualified candidate for this position. I've been practicing law for over 26 years and have run a successful private practice for over 23 years. I am the only candidate in this race who is a board-certified expert in any area of the law. Board certification is the highest level that a lawyer can receive by the Florida Bar, and only 7% of lawyers in the state of Florida have earned this distinction. Specifically, I'm a board-certified expert in marital and family law, one of only 26 lawyers in this county. It's my hope to serve you on the family court. I also have experience as both a prosecutor and a public defender in criminal court, and having experience on both sides of the criminal courtroom will help me be an effective judge. I am proud to be recommended by the Tampa Bay Times, who have talked about the fact that I have broader legal experience than my opponent, and they talk about my sense of fairness, my professionalism, and my work ethic. I'm proud to be endorsed by the Hillsborough County firefighters. They put their lives on the line every day for us, and they've talked about my proven lengthy record of litigation experience in both the private and the public sector. I'm proud to be endorsed by the Associated Builders and Contractors, who have written how important it is to have judges who are experts in the law and have the appropriate demeanor and temperament to serve on the bench. I'm proud to be co-endorsed by the Florida Sentinel Bulletin, who have written that I am passionate, competent, and will serve this community well as a circuit court judge. And I'm honored to receive complimentary commentary in La Gazzetta, in which they talked about the fact that I offer years of experience, a calm demeanor, a keen mind, and that I would be an asset in the family court or any other court. Please review my website at garydalton.com for further information regarding my qualifications. I very much appreciate you taking the time to listen to me today.